Yeah, we've got a lot of these beautiful violets. These are edible. Yeah, these are edible. You can just pick them off and eat them. Yeah, they're such sweet, sweet violets. You know, some things are like that. They're sweet and they're ready to eat. You don't have to do anything to them. And it's easy to get people to eat the violets. It's easy. Yeah, look at all of these beautiful violets. They're really yummy. You can eat them. They're so delicious. Yeah, and then look at this. Yeah, look at this. We've got these guys, dandelions. So yeah, not many people like these. You can eat the leaves. Very bitter, very bitter. You gotta cook them first. I've tried to push these on people, and people do not want to eat them. You just boil them, that's all you do to them. You boil them up. They're delicious to me, and I don't think I should push them on people anymore, because a lot of people do not like these. But I like them. They're very bitter, and they're good for me. They're good for me. Okay, so it seems that the Skyebrows community is really like a beehive that has been all stirred up with angry bees. There's some kind of controversy going on again, and so before we get into the controversy and all the stuff that I want to say about it, first of all, I want to outline my position. Here we go.
Dude, these fence sitters are so annoying. So
Yeah, fence sitters are annoying. And in politics and in quite a lot of issues, I am quite the fence sitter. So, yes, I'm a both sides person and I fence sit a lot. So, you know, just so that you know my position before you get into it. And if you don't like fence sitting, you can get out now if you want to. So, anyways. So Lily Fernwild, and she's definitely said some very wise things. She's got this video that just popped up yesterday, and yeah, I've seen it through more than once. It makes some really good points. And then we've got Don P. Bongwater. Very respected creator who is an equal to Skyebrows himself. He's got a lot of subscribers. He's got a lot of really popular videos. And here's his live streams. He just had this one, Theater Kids Are Malding, which is actually about a previous live stream he had that was named something like Theater Kids Make AI Slop. And I was actually in that live stream. It got, I think it got a copyright restriction put on it, and then it was either deleted or privated, I'm not sure. So anyways, it's not there now, but I remember I was only in it for, I think, about 3 hours, but I remember the time that I was in it and what happened there. Okay, and then stuff started coming out like, this video, Don P. Bongwater Autism Awareness Month. So it's making fun of VTubers in general. Like this segment here is making fun of Leaflet, Kirsha, Powder, and some others. And then stuff came out like, where is it? It is, yeah, Nihilith. Don P. Bongwater Knows Best came out, and then there's Keen here with Toxic Positivity and the Skyebrows community, which is, yeah, it's 3 hours long. I'm not going to watch all of that. But anyways, it's got a lot of different segments in there, and apparently it is a lot of arguing, which I generally don't like arguing and complaining, but But I think there's a lot of topics that are being brought up that are interesting, and I'm not quite sure where people are right or where they are wrong. I think everyone involved in this probably has some right things and some wrong things about what they are saying. Yes, I told you I'm a fence sitter. Okay, so anyways, before we jump in to looking at a bunch of these things, I wanted to show you. So the Don P. Bongwater, where is that? Okay. Yes, here it is. Okay, so the Don P. Bongwater live stream that I described to you that is now deleted or privated, Theater Kids Make AI Slop or some title like that. That one, I remember it was, he was really worked up. Yeah, he was really worked up. So he, a professional DJ and a very good AI video maker, and he's been given a lot of instruction to the community that's been growing underneath Skyebrows and making their own videos. And he's not angry at Skyebrows himself, but apparently there's various people in the Skyebrows community that he was trying to help, and they didn't accept his help, or something like that. I'm not really clear on the details. Basically, I did not go on the Discord at all, the various Discords connected to the Skyebrows community, until the last few days, and I've probably only spent a total of 10 minutes on there, and no one really told me anything, so do not really know. But one of the things he did on that live stream is that he was being given a whole bunch of videos. I don't know, by his people he knew or something had showed him a whole bunch of videos in the Skyebrows cinematic universe, or otherwise related to Skyebrows, and the other people are making, not Skyebrows himself. And Don P was looking at a bunch of these videos, and a lot of them he only looked at for like 10 seconds, some of them less than 10 seconds. Okay, so that's, you can see why that can be seen as unfair. And some of them he really hated, and including a really huge creator in the Skyebrows community that I really like. So definitely disagree there. But there were some that I couldn't tell what I thought about them, because of course you can't really tell with only 10 seconds of video. So I wanted to show you a couple of videos that I had not seen when he showed like 10 seconds of them on his stream, but I did actually see both of them this morning on Gaming Syndicate's live stream. And enjoyed both of them. So I want to show you a couple of treasures. Yes, I enjoyed both of them, that the frog threw away after 10 seconds. So one of them is Epic Rap Battle by Nihilith, and another one is Calculated by Occultus Notitia here. So I want to look at both of them, and these won't be real reacts because they're not fresh, and I'm not going to go in there and pause constantly and spend 30 minutes analyzing each one like I tend to do. So let's go into Epic Rap Battle. So this is a treasure that was thrown away by the frog after 10 seconds. Okay, let's look.
Epic Rap Battles of AI Slop! Skyebrows versus Nihilith. Begin!
Yeah, and see how that's that really fast music in there that is really cool. And so I really like that when it starts getting fast like that. And then Nihilith makes some really good videos, especially known for the color work in the Clown World series of videos. And this is a reference to the Clown World series of videos. And yeah, as soon as Don P saw that face, he was like, no, I cannot have anything to do with that. So yeah, he judged Nihilith on this face, and was like, he noped out right then. So pretty much, yep. But yeah, it's you know.
I laugh. Begin!
And of course, this is, you know, a reference to epic rap battles of history. Epic rap battles of history. So a really cool series.
Yo, it's the AI sloptometrist, king of the render queue. Skyebrows in a build, take a slop so dreamy it looks true. You just a reactor eating snacks in the back row while I'm cooking a million of millions. Now there's a million more. Breathing Elon Musk, rockets block the sky, no fox giving. You gonna be a wannabe, trying to be me. I make dreams a living.
Hold up, Slop King, you talk big, but your ego's inflated. I'm the VTuber with a mic and a whole chat's activated. You drop a millions by the million, but I'm the one they quote. Snapback legend, nom nom nom, metabolism on overload. World spinning out and counting.
Okay, and these contain a lot of references to both people's previous videos. So definitely want to watch Skyebrows' previous videos and Nihilith's previous videos if you haven't seen those yet.
Media circus in flames. I am of a color every hue shining bright, no more grayscale change.
Monochrome got on the scene, stereo grid in the back. Your chromatic's loud and loud, but your flow is straight whack. I make welds in seconds, you make somebody always says I'm eating. Step into my universe, kid, you'll end up deleted.
Hope you are so boring, your side's cold and dead. Mine's explosive color, rainbow explosions to the head. Chromatic glasses on, stylish vest popping bright. Your monochrome mask can't handle all this light.
Yeah, and see when all the color exploded out of his head. So the color, I remember when Feeble Mind was in Nihilith's other video, You Are Made of Color, and took off his eye patch, and then all of the paint came out of his eyes. That was really cool.
Explosions to the head. Chromatic glasses on, stylish vest popping bright. Your monochrome mask can't handle all this light.
Please, I'm the one they came emo for the cloud. You're always eating joke I know before it even came out. Skyebrows in the comments, it's okay to be gay. Compared to my references, I turn your colors gray. I build cinematic universes, you just press record and munch. My renders hit different, yours hit the average Skyebrows lunch.
Skyebrows make me laugh, go ahead, keep crying. You can't be no clout chasing and I just started trying. I paint solar flares in every hex code I drop. Turn your dull void into a kaleidoscope pop. From pastel dreams to electric nightmare fuel. I flood the timeline while your style stays cruel.
I strip every layer till only truth remains. You hide behind filters and cheap visual chains. Keep flashing your hues, I'll stay eternally sleek. Skyebrows owns the canvas, you're just another leaf. I started this whole thing, I created you all. Everyone after me is a copy, I'm the original.
Original. You are a bad first draft, I am the avid grade. My colors shine, I am the premium. You are.
Oh yeah, look at this amazing color work. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that Nihilith can do.
The flat grade. Go home, nah. I'm embedded in your lore now. Chemical king. Every Skyebrows drop needs a Nihilith eating thing. I started the slot game, but I never got the fun. Somebody always says I'm eating, but we both know I won!
Hold up! Transmission hijacked!
Oh yeah, so Null has entered the rap battle. Yeah, Null is a very good video creator, and I have not caught up on their videos yet. Let me actually just pause a moment and show you. It's not in here. Okay, it's not in here. Oh well. But yeah, Null is a very good video creator. Let's go.
Null FM jumps the stage, watch both you bots enrage. Intubated tracks on the toilet, then both you clowns generate. Lyrical mastermind, clockwork rhyme assassin. You two lost in the haze, no clue, no tools, just two broken tools in a digital cage. If it's the show, world's on fire, I ignite the entire stage. Switching costumes, rapid fire, morphing.
Yeah, Worlds on Fire and Costumes are two of Null's popular videos, and this is a reference to the Costumes one.
Thousand a win with rage! Your bars so weak, they time out mid-generate before bringing disgrace. I'm a shut-in superstar, I turn it in an daily look fire!
Yep, Shut In Superstar is another one of his videos.
No tree, no shade, just pure empty space where your styles used to breathe! My green base erases your whole catalog, one step and you cease to be. I'm promoting crash, if it was your shoulder, no wake or respect, you do a better test, this is reject, I'm the final update, the
yeah, and this is Louisverse. So this is Louisverse. So Louisverse is an equal to Skyebrows. So very good AI creator.
David Sims, Oriental Wiccans is wrong. They've dried lows on playgrounds with sticks made of prompts. I forge infinite multiverses from the tip of my quill. Galaxies birthed in a single line still. Skyebrows, a single pixel lost in the dark. Night laugh, pretty confetti I flicked from my spot. Knife M, a dead signal I knew with one thought. I dream battle slop, I delete the whole server you fought. I am the architect, the red curtain call. Every story, every ending, every rise and fall. You generate noise, I generate law. Bow down to the veil, or watch your code fall.
Well, obviously Louisverse won, obviously.
You
Okay, cool. So anyway, oh yeah, I did already give it a thumb up. So I want to show you, that's one of the treasures that Don P threw away in that live stream while looking at it for only about 10 seconds. And here's another one calculated, and once again, this won't be a real react like people are used to, because I have seen this already. This isn't a fresh react, and I'm not going to go through it and spend 30 minutes analyzing it. Okay, yeah, and really good song. And let's see if there's stuff in the description. Yep. Look at all this, and yeah, a reasonable number of cameos, so it doesn't even meet the too many cameos criticism that Don P likes to have. But yeah, Don P only looked at it for about 10 seconds for this one too, before rejecting it.
Calibrated, calculated, step above the rest. Pragmatic, Socratic, argue with the best. Can't run from truth, you can try to hide. Best thing you can do is see the realistic.
Yeah, and I think it was as soon as he saw this character that Don P clicked off. I can't quite remember, but yeah, he thought that this was Griffin Knight, but it is not Griffin Knight. It is a different character. Oh yeah, and Griffin Knight did appear in this video. Let's see, where is he? Yeah, this is Griffin Knight, I think. It's hard to tell because Don P is not very specific, but I think this is supposed to be Griffin Knight in this video. Okay, so let's go back to Occultist Notitia Calculated. So yeah, we got Leaflet, and I'm not sure who this is. I think a generic blue-haired lefty or something like that. And then this is a new creator that has recently appeared, and very good, Valesco Forge, I think.
argue for a lie, abandoning the truth. When you come to reason, you spit out a lie, taking away the freedom my brother was lying, feel the love.
Oh Yeah, did you hear the way the music was getting more excited there? That was really interesting.
Keep running, keep hiding. We won't go away. The truth you're denying will own you one day. And as the fire spreads, burning down your life.
Oh yeah, yeah, very, very inspiring. I love this.
Restless entanglements destroy the evil fallacy. Well, that's
And Kura Anagarashi. And there's the Bloop, who is new. Yes, yep. And then always the Bible verse, or nearly always. I think one of the videos I reacted to did not have one at the end, but usually the Bible verse right at the end. So that is pretty cool. Okay, so those were two treasures thrown away from the frog, thrown away by the frog. And you might think, oh, you said you were going to be a fence sitter, but you seem kind of critical. Well, let me show you some of the stuff. So there's stuff in here. Let me look. Okay, so under here, I got a giant old comment right here that I wanted to sort of organize my thoughts with. So anyways, we'll just skip that part. Okay, so even though I don't agree with you, and you being Don P. Bongwater here, on a whole bunch of stuff, this disagreement is actually a minor thing in my mind, and I'm not going to crash out about it. I'm not sure why a lot of other people are crashing out so hard. I guess harsh criticism from a friend hits worse than harsh criticism from an enemy. Because remember, Don P has been helping and giving advice to the Skyebrows community for a long time. So definitely a friend of the Skyebrows community. I've had so much worse than your level of insults directed at me in the past. I've had a big name writer give a detailed critique of what I had thought was the best short story I wrote that year. Big name writer said it was garbage in about 10 different ways. And different short story critiqued by a big name website said something along the lines of, it's one of the worst things they'd ever read and they hope I don't ever write again. So these were people who looked in detail, not people who clicked away after 10 seconds. So yeah, Don P's criticisms and unfairness are not actually that bad in the larger scheme of things. They're pretty mild. Okay, so here's more of my comment. I think harsh critics and nice critics are balancing parts of the critical ecosystem. Some critics are too nice, some are too harsh, and it balances out. People complain about harsh critics being unfair. Unfairness is something that exists in the world, and if your works get seen by a large enough number of people, then people even more unfair than the harshest critics will find your work and say even worse things. Life is unfair and judgments can be too harsh. Do I think you, and in this case you would be Don P. Bongwater, do I think you were too harsh on some of the things I love? Absolutely. Do I think too nice critics have been way too flattering about things I hate? Absolutely. These two things balance each other and cancel out in the end, so in the long run it doesn't matter. Yeah, I think that Don P. Is too harsh, and he's always been known as too harsh, but people have valued his input because he knows what he's talking about, and he's got that professional DJ background, and he's really loved and has very successful videos. So people have really valued his input. But There's also critics that are nice. And Don P did get, too harsh lately. But it's not important whether I agree with him or not. Like, are my opinions really important? Are they? Probably not. Are Don's opinions really important? Like, what is it that really matters here? Is there something that I should be angry about? It's just a disagreement. No, I don't think I should be angry about it. Okay, and about two nice critics being way too flattering about things I hate. So I haven't really talked about this hardly at all, because generally if I hate something, I just delete the react. Yeah, if I hate it, I delete the react. You don't see that stuff. Oh man, there's been some stuff that I have hated so badly, and I just deleted the react, because, what good does that do? I am a nice critic, or maybe a middle of the road one. Yeah, but I did want to mention I talked about Don P's live stream that he deleted or privated or whatever, and how he was being unfair and he was looking at some things for about 10 seconds. But you know what he did do? He did look at something that was really concerning. I was actually alarmed about this. And Don P pointed out that this is the kind of thing that at some point Skyebrows community enemies might clip and spread little clips of it all over the internet in order to harm us. And I was like, Don P. Bongwater is smart about this. He's smart. This thing could be really damaging. So I'm not going to say what it is or who made it. But I did notice that the comments underneath it were just praise. Yes, just praise. So, yeah, it's like people might be too nice sometimes. But there's too nice people and there's too harsh people. And I do think that the two kinds balance out. Now, here's more of my comment. I think about the Skyebrows community and Skyebrows inspired works a year from now, 10 years from now even. I believe the community is going somewhere. I absolutely do believe that. I see a lot of improvement, and some people are stellar even from their first video. I don't know much about the controversies. Yeah, I explained that before, and I don't understand everything that happened because I barely go on Discord. Nobody wants to explain it to me, and I'm mainly uninterested anyway. If nobody can give me the 3-sentence version, then it's too tedious to listen to the drama. Yeah, I'm mainly an anti-drama person. I really don't like to comment on it like I'm doing today. If you want to do more of these, and I'm talking here to Don P. Bongwater, and by more of these, I mean videos like this where he's making fun of VTubers and Skyebrows in the Skyebrows community. If you want to do more of these, then I give you permission to do me, and you can be harsh. So if people give you trouble for it, point them to this comment where I authorized it. No lewds, no shipping me with anyone other than my husband. I can be evil, but not extremely evil. No harm to animals or children. None of that stuff there. I'm not going to say the word. You could have me be naive and greedy, hoping to make lots of pennies on YouTube, trying to bring buckets of pennies to the bank to deposit, but then President Trump cancels the penny, and I am utterly crushed, saying something like, there are no more pennies. Pennies are canceled out of existence. I have been personally canceled by President Trump. Too stupid to understand that the coin was canceled and not myself, Penny Bloomfield. So maybe something like that, or whatever else you think of. I'm not very controlling or possessive about how people use my character. I'm mainly chill with whatever. Okay, and then Fashizi came and made a comment right here. Look at this. Yeah. So Fashizi is a big creator, And let me show you Fashizi's videos. So I've reacted to all of the Skyebrows videos. This one and previous I have not, but I've reacted to this one, this one, this one, and this one, which are all Skyebrows related videos. And look at this, 32,000, 45,000, 25,000, 47,000. These are successful videos. Yes, these are successful. So let's go back. Where were we? Okay, so that's who Fashizi was. And Fashizi wants to learn. See, Fashizi says, Don P has so much to teach that I want to learn, and if he needs to get his anger out like this, then let it happen. I don't hold any hard feelings. So see, there's people who think Don P got too angry, but they're not alarmed about it. Okay, and then here's my reply to Fashizi. I can understand the disagreement. The panic about the disagreement is what I don't understand. Hurtful words hurt, yes, but if any of us begin to enter the world of being widely known professional creators, as I believe will happen within 1 to 3 years, then we will face things 100 times as hurtful and will need to be able to shake them off while extracting whatever nugget of wisdom might be held within those hurtful words. You, and in this case you would be Fashizi, you've gotten enough views and love for your videos to show that you objectively have talent, even if there are some rough spots that I pointed out in my reacts. And then I say, many of the classic enduring TV shows that have stood the test of time had one or more early episodes with a lot of noticeable rough spots or awkwardness that later went away. It doesn't mean that those TV shows get judged on those early, rougher episodes. It means that people remember them fondly, even decades later, based on what they got right, not on what they got wrong. Yeah, so I think that Don P has a bunch of wisdom. And I think that Lily Fernwild has a lot of wisdom. But they are saying very different things. And I think in this world, there is no such thing as a wise person, because wise people that only say wise things, that only think wise things, those people don't exist in this world. I believe that in heaven, all of us become wise. But as long as we're here, some of the things we say will be wise, and some of the things we say will be garbage. And sometimes wisdom comes to you, and in a form that is nice and in a form that is pretty. And it's easier to accept wisdom when it comes to you with niceness. But sometimes wisdom comes to you with harshness, and it's harder to see the wisdom. But if you want to gather all of the wisdom, you might need to pay attention to some of the harsh voices, because you can't gather all the nuggets of wisdom if you only listen to the nice voices. The harsh voices also have some nuggets of wisdom. And just because the harsh voices say garbage some of the time, it doesn't mean that those nuggets of wisdom aren't there, because they are there. And Don P, he had some really wise things to say on that live stream where he was getting all his anger out. He had some really wise things to say. Sorry, my voice is getting too rough. Let me pause for a moment. Okay, so let me tell you about one of the wise things that Don P. Bonwater said in that very angry live stream that was deleted. So one of the things he said is that when you create an AI song, that you need to do the car window test, that you need to play that song very loudly in your car with the windows down while you're driving on the road in town, and when you stop at stoplights and stuff, that other people can hear it. And if you are ashamed of the song in those circumstances, it's not ready yet, and you got to work on a little bit longer. So yeah, isn't that wise? Yeah, that is wisdom there. But he was also, insulting people in unwarranted ways, and saying that there were a lot of people that just needed to stop making stuff altogether, which I don't think. So anyways, so I've been kind of praising his wisdom a lot, but let me show you some of the other wisdom, Lily Fernwild's wisdom. So let's go in here. See, here's the background. I've been in fandom spaces for decades, and I'm seeing parallels between those experiences and certain discussions that are being had in the Skyebrows community. So the Skyebrows are the people under Skyebrows right now. These discussions revolve around art, criticism, and how to build a healthy community. I want to share my perspective on these matters, and hopefully someone will find it useful. So yes, I have listened to this whole thing more than once, and I do find it useful. Let's listen to a bit of it.
Hello, it's Lily.
Okay, so this is Lily Fernwild, the character. She's a halfling or a hobbit, basically. And so constructive criticism and the Skyebrows community. And so she's got stuff written down, and then she's got a bunch of the people from here. I don't recognize this guy, but here's Kinney the Hound, Feeble Mind, Nux, who isn't really a Skybro. He's more like an honorary Skybro because he's really, really liked by the Skybrows community. Keen, the pirate VTuber, and Nihilith, that we just... So Keen has the toxic positivity thing over here, and Nihilith is here, and he's got things like that we're going to see shortly. Okay, let's make it big.
I'm going to bring some big sister energy to the party. The Skyebrows community has been having a few growing pains lately, and I want to talk about a subject that's important to me. I've been a writer and a reader and a member of communities full of writers my entire life, and so constructive criticism is a subject that has come up a lot. So here are some summaries of my thoughts. I might expand on these. I might just read the script I wrote. I did script this out because I wanted to make sure that I articulated myself fully. So here we go. So I've been in fandom spaces for decades, and I'm seeing parallels between those experiences and certain discussions that are being had in the Skyebrows community right now. These discussions revolve around art, criticism, and how to build a healthy community. I want to share my perspective on these matters, and hopefully someone will find it useful. So, here is my thesis. Should I, and this is my personal decision, should I call out bad art? No, I choose to call out the good in the art and help it to grow. AI art is art because a human is involved in the making of it. It is a product of the human mind and expression of creativity, no matter how halting, how immature, or how sloppy. Art is inherently subjective. Saying that
Yes, yeah, so look at this. When you say that any piece of art is objectively bad is simply bad criticism. So art being subjective, that's a really complicated question and a really complicated subject. And I think that our art can be objectively good. Saying that it's objectively bad is much more difficult to say. But it can be objectively good. You know how? The passage of time and the love of many people. If many people love it over a long time period, there are things that were considered very bad when they first appeared, and then over the decades, they turned into classics that people really love. So even if a lot of people hate it when it first appears, it doesn't mean it's objectively bad. It might be objectively good as proven over the passage of time. But yeah, what she says here is wisdom. You can say, I don't like this, or it's not for me, or some elements of this art clash in a way that make it unpleasant to look at or to listen to. There's all sorts of things that you can say. And, I think some details of a piece of art can be objectively bad. If I went and I took a photo of my cat puking on the floor, and then I uploaded it on some art website, I bet people would tell me that was objectively bad, and I think they would be right. But most people don't do that. And I think if you're making art in good faith and you're trying to make it right, then it's very unlikely that it could ever be objectively bad, because it's got your creative spark inside it. There's something about it that is good, even if other people are not able to perceive that creative spark that you're trying to communicate. And I think one of the things about AI is that when people have a creative idea in their mind and they are trying to express it, and they tried to express it in the traditional way before, and they just could not make something that was the way they were imagining it, AI can help them make it the way they were imagining it. So more and more people are able to see the creative spark, like you can feel that creative spark inside yourself, and people are able to see it more because of the use of AI now.
That any piece of art is objectively bad is simply bad criticism. You can say with all fairness, I don't care for this art, or this art is not for me, or some elements of this art clash in a way that makes it unpleasant to look at or listen to, or I can see some flaws here that could be corrected with more time taken or better use of the tools, etc. There are many valid criticisms that you can make. Many. But just saying this art is bad because I say so is not constructive, it is not helpful, and it does not build a healthy, edifying community. You are, of course, allowed to say whatever you want. We have free speech in America and on the internet in general. But if you choose to give bad criticism only, people will ignore you. And they will.
Okay, so I wanted to skip ahead, which is easy to do because she's got everything she says up here. So anyways, the Skyebrows community being a healthy place where we can teach each other and help each other grow. I have been very excited about that. I've seen creators who are much better at making the music portion, the audio portion, collaborating with creators who are much better at making the AI animation and putting it together and creating stuff that's just amazing. I've seen multiple creators collaborating on one project, like the recent one, it's on Feeble Mind's channel. The Shiver, the jellyfish YouTuber collaboration, that is so awesome, and a whole bunch of people collaborated on it. And so I think this is an early point. So this is an incubation point in the Skyebrows community. We are learning, we're teaching each other, we're collaborating, and I think Don P. Said in his famous deleted or privated live stream that he thinks the Skyebrows community is going to fall apart within a few months. And I do not believe that. I believe that there will be some growing pains, there will be some scandals, but I think that it's going to become better and better. And I think she's saying that, we're doing this as a hobby with little or no expectation of making money. I think some of us will be money-making professionals within 1 to 3 years. I'm not sure how many, and I'm not sure exactly how long it'll take. Maybe it'll take more than 3 years. I could be wrong about that. But I think some of us are going to go big. And it might not be that we'll be able to, sell music videos directly or anything like that. It might just be that we're paid in attention and channel growth, and then that, indirectly translates into money at some point in the future. I don't know exactly how it'll work. But I remember the early days of YouTube when everyone said, oh, YouTube will never be monetizable. There'll never be any way to monetize it. And look at it, it's been very monetizable for more than a decade. So yeah, I remember those days. So I think, but she also makes a point, like there's a lot of doing this as a hobby in the Skyebrows community. And criticism is, you can't really criticize something until you know its purpose. And so what is the purpose of something? For example, if I knit a sweater for one of my nephews, it's going to be a good sweater, and he'll probably get compliments, and he'll probably like it, and that's how it would go. So if you're looking at that sweater and saying, "Oh, that's a sweater you knitted for your nephew," you'd probably say that's a really good sweater. But if I knit a sweater and I said, "Well, I'm going to have a factory make thousands of copies of this sweater, and I'm going to sell them," it would have to be a much better sweater to have that kind of widespread appeal. People need to be able to look at that sweater and immediately like it a lot. So we're talking about hobby category and like maybe expanding into a career category. We're talking about two different categories. And a lot of the videos in the Skyebrows community are tremendous fun. I really like a lot of them. And even when they're silly and stupid, even when they're kind of AI sloppy, there's a lot of them that I like. And even some of them that have more than 100 cameos, if they've got a good reason for it, or it just somehow works with it, even though I can't explain why it works, sometimes it just works, to have more than 100 cameos. So anyways, I can see what she's saying. There's an incubation phase early on in the creative process where it's important not to crush people's dreams. And a lot of times with just a little bit of encouragement, and you don't avoid pointing out the bad flaws. You go ahead and point them out. But a lot of times with a little bit of encouragement, people can get a lot better really fast. And we're in an incubation phase. We're learning, we're growing, and I think it is going to go somewhere. And probably a lot of people will always do it just as a hobby, and that is fine too. It depends on what people want to do and what they're able to do. It depends on what audience they're aiming at. So it's really hard to do criticism without knowing what is the purpose of this. It depends on what audience it's aimed at and what the purpose of it is. So let's listen to her a little bit more.
Will be correct to do so. I want the Skyebrows community to be a healthy and edifying place where we teach each other and help each other grow. I think that is mainly the case. That doesn't mean we can't tell someone when their art falls short or where we see flaws that can and should be improved upon, of course. But it does mean that we need to treat each other with kindness and respect, not as content to be farmed. And I don't see a lot of that. I'm not saying I do. I just want
Yeah, I don't think I've been seeing that either. There's a lot of things that people have been saying about the Skyebrows community that I haven't actually seen, or if I have seen it, I've seen like a tiny amount of it. So yeah, but I think those things will eventually come to the Skyebrows community because we're large. We're starting to have, periodic scandals, or at least people getting stirred up. I think a lot of times they get stirred up about stuff that's not much, but But I don't really know because people don't tell me what's going on. So maybe they were stirred up about something that was a lot. But eventually, serious scandals or controversies will probably come to our community. And we're going to have to deal with them, and we're going to deal with them with, solidarity. Yeah, you deal with it with solidarity.
Us to have a solid foundation. All right. And I mean, most of us are doing this as a hobby anyway, with little or no expectation of making money. So would I like to be able to quit my job and do nothing but make music and animated videos all day, every day? Sure, that would be awesome. But I have zero expectation of that, and I'm sure a lot of other people in the community feel the same way. Quite to the contrary, I'm working overtime so I can afford to pay for expensive tools that I use to make videos that maybe 50 people will see, and I am content with that. Expanding on the idea of this being a hobby, would you go into a farmer's market where someone is selling little watercolor paintings they made as a hobby and tell them that their art is trash and they should feel bad about it and never try again? No, then you shouldn't do it on the internet either. And if you would do that in real life, well, I feel sorry for you. That's a miserable way to live.
Okay, so we've watched about half that video, and of course all these links will be in the description. I wanted to watch a little bit of Keen's video here. It is over 3 hours long. But anyway, so this is an excerpt from one of Keen's live streams where Don P came in here and argued with Keen and other people. But I did want to show you some of the comments down here. So Keen, this is his pinned comment. So this is basically summarizing his feelings. Keen says, I want to be very clear. I said it multiple times, but the discussion also got heated. But I wish Frog the best. Frog would be referring to Don P. Bongwater because he has a frog avatar. Okay, so where are we? There we go. He does some good work, does have some really good advice when he can chill, and he's got some serious issues, and I do believe he self-sabotages. I want nothing to do with him after his behavior, especially after he apparently went around behind my back and tried to... Okay, so that, I'm not going to cover that. I don't know if I can say this word on YouTube, but I don't hold any ill will towards him, and I hope he can work through and overcome his own issues and blocks. Glad he came on to talk, and I think this was a good discussion. Glad I could back up the community and say my piece. I've now said my bit. Might drop part 2 as that was funny too, but after this I plan to leave this drama alone. He can do whatever he wants, continue crashing out, whatever. Our community is strong. He didn't do any damage, and we'll keep doing our thing. Yeah, I think that no matter what Don P. Bongwater says, the community will probably keep evolving in similar ways. But I do know that there are community members that still want to go to him and get his wisdom, and I'm definitely one of those. Because I'm not picky about wisdom. I can accept harshness in order to find the nuggets of wisdom. Okay, let's listen to it a little bit.
You don't think me or anyone else in this community quite understands the problems at hand? It's not your, like, even if that's true, it's not your job to fix it. You're not going around it in the good way. And then you crashed out over nothing and targeted a bunch of good people. Like, you can say they're not making the best content or whatever like that, but you targeted a bunch of good people and decided that it was your job to, like, help them or whatever. And then when you viewed it as...
Yeah, and see, Nicola says, why do I get the feeling I'm going to watch Don P's stream and agree with him? So yeah, I think there were a bunch of people in Don P's stream that night, and some were agreeing with him, and some were disagreeing with him. I was in that stream. I disagreed with him a little bit, but I don't really believe that it was important enough to say much. I said, like, 2 or 3 sentences disagreeing with him, and then that was it, because I was like, okay, like 2 or 3 sentences is about as much importance as this topic has. And now I'm making a whole giant video on it. So yeah, kind of hypocritical, but here I go.
you not being accepted, you tried to destroy them instead. I literally don't know what you're doing because it just makes you look really bad. You can guys can have the island you are building for yourself. No one else will see it. That's not the point. And you kept accusing everyone of like grifting or something like that. Like most of us are not even fucking monetized. Don, you are.
Yeah, we're not monetized. I think people are hoping to become monetized in the future when they become bigger, but a lot of us are less than 1,000, and some of us are less than 100. Yeah, some of us are less than 100.
Are trying to live off what you're doing. We are not. We're not. Like most, as far as I know, everyone in the community, most of us have jobs. We're not trying to make a living off content creation. I've never taken a cent off content creation. You actually are trying to make a living off content creation. So I don't know what to say on that one. Why do you get the feeling you're gonna watch Don P? That's fine, Nicola. Like you can do it.
Yeah. See, Don P has said that he's a nice guy and he really does not want to do what the quartering did, and he's not going to do it because it's a nasty thing to do. So even though he would, in theory, have the right to do this stuff here, Don P said, I'm not going to do it because he actually is a nice guy. He sounds harsh, but he's a nice guy. And yeah, he's wrong. He's wrong about a bunch of things, I believe. But he is actually a nice guy.
It got taken down off YouTube, but it is up on Rumble and Kick as I understand. But yeah, and I will be curious about your take, Nicola, because I am curious about what people say about that. But yeah, I thought he was way over the line. And again, my issue is a matter of faith. It's not a matter of like whether he's right or wrong. It's that it was not in good faith. He was just lashing out and trying to destroy either us or himself. I don't even know. Pull me up. Let's talk about the problems because clearly this is going over your head.
Okay, so anyways, that shows you some of the stuff that's going on. And then I guess General Gravy came in here. Let's look at this section a little bit.
Ahoy.
Ahoy.
Ahoy. How's it going? What's up?
I saw the call. I saw the call for PvP.
Let's go.
Okay. So I was mid conversation with DJ. Like, where are you guys at with the discussion?
I don't know. We're somewhere.
Okay.
God damn, your fucking avatar's cursed.
Oh, it's some cursed ass shit my husband came up with, and I absolutely love it. I'm here for it. Okay, so I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
Okay.
For like a hot second. Okay.
Ban this woman.
Okay. Also to keep up with the pirate theme, I have a little bit of rum in me, so I do apologize ahead of time. Okay, so I've been kind of listening to the back and forth about, I've been listening to a little bit of the back and forth between you and Don P about like where things are with the community and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right? So to a degree, I agree with Don P.
All right.
Like there needs to be, so I do agree with Don P to a point, is that there needs to be a lot of individual creativity about what people are doing, right?
Yeah.
Because if you're not doing individual creativity, then we're going into redundancy, which means that we're not being creative as a community, right?
Well, the whole point that I was getting across last night while ripping through shit was You know, everything has everybody else tagged. It is just a laundry list of tags, and everyone does the same thing to each other. Nothing ever progresses. Nothing ever happens. There's no start and end. And even if people think that they do that, I haven't really seen many people. Note that I said many people. There's a few that do, but I haven't seen
Right.
many people able to actually progress something from start to finish and actually have it either stay on message, stay on the point, or whatever the case may be. And I see it already devolving into something where all it is just the same people looking at their same shit and nothing ever growing because no one's willing to create their own unique individual things and focusing on themselves. That was
Okay.
also my message to Noel towards the end when he was watching, and I told Noel FM that he already was on a decent path because
Right.
he's one of the few that actually is. He has a style, colors, he knows all of that shit, and that's great. And he can create something from start to finish, and he can create something unique and different, and that's fantastic. And that is what I ultimately think people need to focus on, because right now all it is everybody, doing just one big circle jerk of each other with constant
Okay.
cameos, everyone's characters, and all that shit.
Right.
Okay,
So,
no. Just give me one.
no,
No.
no, it's your stream.
No, I just want to briefly say, like, to the cameo point, like, it's like, again, I don't want people leaning in too heavily to that, but it is like, I don't mind if people cameo me and tag me in, and I've found, like, there's been some stuff that I don't like that have tagged me in. It's also been some really good shit that has tagged me in. Like, I've found some really good people who are creating amazing work, and that's the thing, as I've said repeatedly.
Yeah. So see, so anyways, you basically get the idea, and there's 3 hours of this. This will be linked in the description too, so you can watch it yourself. And yeah, so what he's talking about is how people get tagged in the descriptions of these videos. Let's see, where is it? Yeah, so see the tags here like that. But a lot of us like to see the tags because we get confused about who the cameos are, if there's new ones, and also, like, when people come in and watch this, people might be watching this who know nothing about the Skyebrows community. They want to know who the people are. There might be people watching this years later. So having the list in here and having it be clickable so that you can go look at the person's channel and not be like trying to use the really broken YouTube search over and over and having it not show them. Like, I remember when I could search for Keen's name exactly and YouTube just would not show me his channel. It was really hard. And yeah, I know there's like 3 E's in the @ symbol. I was doing that and it wouldn't show it to me early on. But anyways, so this is basically the summary. And but I like to have the list, and I think it is purposeful. But yeah, a lot of people weren't putting that list in, and then a lot of the reactors said, hey, please put a list in, and then they put it in. So it's not entirely their fault. It's like something the reactors were asking for. So anyways, and I think it has some good purposes. So anyways, I want to go and, okay, what did I, did I get the, where was it? I wanted to go into autism awareness. No, it wasn't autism awareness. Where was it? Oh, yeah, I wanted to go in the comments of this one and see some stuff. Let's see, there was some comments down here, and, which ones did I thumbs up before? Did I not thumbs up any of these comments? I thought I'd gone through here and thumbs them up already. Okay, so anyways, Aristan says, one of the things I think when people say this art is bad, they actually mean, I think this art doesn't have wide appeal, or this art possesses traits I think others find less desirable. So yeah, there's much better ways to say bad than just that. Yeah. It's like positive reinforcement is an important thing in an incubation period in a community. And yeah, it is mostly hobby stuff right now because we're not making money, and quite a lot of us might never make money off of it. I don't know how it'll go in the future, but yep. And then here's Null right here. So yeah, Null FM is agreeing with Don P. Bongwater and agreeing with Lily Fernwald like I do. So yeah. Okay, so I think, oh yeah, and then let's show the Nihilith video that just came out. Don P. Bongwater knows best, amazing cameos music video. So yeah, and see how many times he tagged Don P. Bongwater in the description. Okay, that's kind of mean, but I get the joke. Okay, so anyways, I think there probably will be a bunch of diss videos like this popping up. I'm not sure how I feel about them. Probably some of them will be really funny, but I, of course, am a fence sitter, and I always like to sit on the fence and extend my hand to people on both sides and say, hey, maybe this thing isn't that important, and maybe we should all sit on the fence together. So that's what I like to do to people. And might be the wrong attitude, but that's the attitude I tend to have. Okay, so let's listen to Nihilith's newest, Don P. Bongwater Knows Best. And of course, this represents Don P. Bongwater. This represents Tectone, who is, as he's represented in Don P. Bongwater's videos. And this represents Nuxanor or Nuxtaku, as he's represented in Don P. Bongwater's videos. Okay, so let's go.
Well, I woke up this morning in my theater of gold. Don't be bong water, better than the whole damn world. Y'all out here begging for cameos like dogs at the door. I don't even answer unless it's the Holy Four. Plus one more. Nuxolo Tectone has Mongol Leaflet and Pikachu on the mic. Anybody else? Nah, that's just trash. I'll swipe right. I listened to your song for 3 whole seconds, son. That's all it took to know your whole career is done. No story, no soul, just noise and some clowns. While mine's got a plot that'll burn this whole town down.
Yeah, I think it might have actually been 3 seconds rather than 10 seconds. Yeah, Nihilith does tend to be accurate in research details. And like I said, I'm just going off my memory of that live stream since it's now gone or hidden. So yeah, might have only been 3 seconds that he made that judgment on. And yeah, like as soon as he saw Nihilith's face, he was done. Okay, let's keep going.
The cameos. Only Nuxanor Tectone is Mongol Leaflet and Pokemon. My theater's elite, y'all theaters are shit. I got Peppy the Frog doing backflips on the beat, bitch. Peppy the Frog, Nuxanor in the vlog. Guess Mongol on the log. I'm better than everybody and I ain't even gotta try, y'all. Your little indie drop, I heard it for 3 beats. Knew your whole story was about nothing but tweets. Camemos from nobody's cheap and generic. Mine's got Leaflet dropping bars while Pikachu's electric. I don't collab with the masses, that's beneath my crown. Only the chosen 5 get to stand on my sacred ground. Yeah, I'm a man of the people, just the right people. The ones with blue checks and Twitch subscriber steeples. Everybody else is garbage, I can tell from the first bar. 3 seconds in, I knew your soul was subpar. But don't call me a hypocrite, that's rude. I only use the best references. Pepe the Frog approves. The cameos.
Well, this is a pretty catchy song. Yeah, this is a pretty catchy song, and it makes some good points, but it is mean, and yeah, I just kind of want everyone to be nice to each other, which is probably unrealistic and childish of me. Yeah, probably unrealistic and childish.
Nuxanor Tectone has Mongol Leaflet and Pokemon. My theater's illegendary, yours is a joke. Pepe the Frog told me so while he rolled up a smoke. 3 seconds, every
Okay, so that was definitely a catchy song. I'm going to go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I bet everyone will be watching this on live streams tonight. Oh yeah, and this is the collaboration video that I mentioned before that is so good. To shiver from us, or to shiver from us. Sorry, I have pronunciation difficulties, but I can learn to pronounce things. I can learn sometimes. Yes, to shiver from us. Yep. So, anyways, I think this is probably going to keep being an issue because, in creative communities, this kind of thing is an issue. So it is an issue always. And because people, there's a tension. There's tension between the creativity, so trying to encourage the creative spark, trying to discourage the creative spark, trying to do the nice reviews, trying to do the harsh reviews. There's this tension, and I don't think that tension will ever go away. There are ways to figure it out where it works better with the community, but I don't think that tension will go away. There will be disagreements. It looks like this might be a split in the community because I know Don P., he was a big part of the community. Yeah, he does some good work and he does have some really good advice. Yeah, so even Keen says Don P. does good work and has good advice. So yeah, but it's gonna keep being something that people argue about, and my position is yeah, I don't think my position is right here basically. Like, I don't think disagreements like this are important most of the time, because it's just like it's like, does it really matter if someone else is wrong? And does it really matter if some people are harsh, if other people are nice? It's just there's gonna be really harsh people. I think Don P. Loves us, all of us, in his own harsh way, and he is actually nicer than a lot of the people that are coming. There'll be people coming, and that'll be harsher than him. And yeah, I think he was too harsh, but there's people coming, they'll be harsher than him. But the stuff that Lily Fernwild is saying in here is also really important. I think both of them have their own wisdom, and it doesn't mean that everything they say is wisdom, because of course that doesn't happen in this world. But it means that each of them has some wisdom. And I wanted to talk about the Lily Fernwild stuff a little bit more. So there's one point I did not make, which is that I have seen in writers' communities and all sorts of stuff like that, creative spaces, I have seen people that they got criticism that was too harsh, and it caused them to not release great masterpieces. They would just sit on those things. And I remember, and not just not release them, the perfectionism, the toxic perfectionism where I can't ever let other people see this until it's perfect, and then they just keep working on it. I remember one girl that she just kept revising her story, and it's like you could not criticize it. It was pretty good. And the writing group had one little hey, this one detail is really a glaring problem and everything else is great. And then what does she do? She rewrites the whole thing into almost a completely different story. And then, oh, the different story also has one or two glaring errors. And people are like, well, this is a really great story, but you need to fix these one or two things. Nope, rewrite it into what's pretty much a whole new story almost. And yeah, just keep messing with it over and over and over and over. So there's people that do that, that they, when they hear the harshness, they stop believing in themselves. They stop letting that creative spark do its own thing. There's people that do that. And so I can see both sides of this issue. And yeah, I am quite a fence sitter on this issue. So yeah, that's my piece. That's my piece. I've made quite a long video. I've looked at a lot of these different things. They'll all be there in the description. And I do believe the Skyebrows community is going to stay together and do good things. It's possible that it might split into 2 or 3 or 4 separate communities. I don't know where it's going to go, but I hope that if it does split, that those communities are basically friendly with each other. That would be cool. And that people can pass back and forth from one to another without being ostracized for being a member of more than one community. I really hope that that can be so. But yeah, I understand, you know, Keen's perspective. Here's Keen right here. I understand his perspective where he really respects Don P. Bongwater, but he personally doesn't really want anything to do with them anymore. I understand where that's coming from. And that's not my perspective. I think I'm going to try to keep having stuff to do with all the people on every side, because I am a fence sitter and I hold out my hands to both sides. But yeah, but you guys, you can do whatever you want to do. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just sort of explaining what I'm doing and my thoughts and my predictions for the future. Okay. So that was a giant reaction to a lot of videos and fragments of videos. I hope we're able to be a really cool community 1 year from now. I hope so. I hope so. We are a really cool community right now, and I hope we will still be a very cool community 1 year from now. Let's have a good time in that year. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. Oh, look at this. We've got the dandelions, cooked dandelion greens, and we've got the violets. Yes, all edible, all yummy. I'm gonna eat this. The violets are sweet. The dandelion greens are very bitter. Yes, they're very, very bitter. But I like it. I like both of these elements, and it is a yummy, yummy combination.